Well, hello everyone. Thank you so very much for joining me for today's reflection. I'm Susan Short, and I serve as the Director of Music Ministries at College Lutheran Church in Salem, Virginia. We will gather in the sanctuary as well as provide a live stream to our 10 a.m. service on Sunday, where we will celebrate the transfiguration of our Lord. The Sundays after Epiphany began with Jesus' baptism and end with the disciples, Peter, James, and John, and their vision of his transfiguration. Our offertory for our service on Sunday is a Wondrous Image Vision Fair. You can find it in our red hymnal, the ELW, and it's hymn number 316. Or if you have your LBW, your green hymnals handy, it is hymn number 80, but you'll find it under a different title. It's called A Wondrous Type of Vision Fair. So let's jump right in and learn more about this hymn. While preparing for today's reflection, I came across an article that was written by Jane Ott from the February 9th, 2016 Living Lutheran magazine. Listen to what she has to say about this hymn. As a church musician, I rely on the Sunday themes of the church year to guide my choices of hymns and choir anthems. And as we approach Lent, I relish the opportunity to sing A Wondrous Image Vision Fair. I enjoy that joyous Transfiguration Sunday before we throw out the Alleluias and move into Lent. She goes on in this article to talk about Transfiguration Sunday and calls it a wondrous celebration of Jesus revealed as God's Son. And I quote, "It is astounding to read the Transfiguration story again and again and to realize that Peter, James, and John almost slept through the whole event. Luke writes that they were weighed down with sleep, but since they had stayed awake, they saw his glory." And that comes from the 9th chapter of Luke, verse 32. Because we know that Transfiguration Sunday is coming, we can enter this celebration with our eyes wide open. I believe Ott provides us with a framework and a couple of different ideas for preparation as we celebrate Transfiguration Sunday and begin our Lenten journeys. A Wondrous Image Vision Fair is a late 15th century hymn that was written to supply hymns and music for the Salisbury Cathedral. John Mason Neale, a prolific 19th century translator of Greek and Latin hymns, has been attributed with the translation that we find in our ELW. Born in 1818, Neale was an English Anglican priest, scholar, and hymn writer. He was educated at Sherborne School, Dorset, and Trinity College in Cambridge, where despite being said to be the best classical student in the school, his lack of his ability in math prevented him from taking the highest honors degree. He was ordained in the Church of England in 1841, but because of ill health, it kept him from serving in an ordinary parish ministry. Originally called A Wondrous Type, this hymn describes the wonder and majesty of the Transfiguration as well as its implications in detail. I've included the text in today's reflection, and so feel free to read along with me and to follow through some of these verses. Let's look at the hymn together. In verse 2, we will see that the Lord holds converse high and sweet with the prophets Moses and Elijah. These prophets are described as witnesses of grace to the Father's voice from out of the cloud. Stanza 3 states that the glory of Christ manifested in this miraculous happening will someday be for all who joy in God with perfect love. The fourth stanza joins the mystery of the Transfiguration to us. And faithful hearts are raised on high by this great vision's mystery, for which in joyful song we raise the voice of prayer, the hymn of praise. I do hope that you'll take a moment to listen to a recording of this hymn, "O Wondrous Sight, O Vision Fair," that was performed at First Plymouth Church in Lincoln, Nebraska by the University of Nebraska Lincoln Singers and Congregation. Thank you again for taking time to learn more about this majestic hymn and for joining me for today's reflection. I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday at 10 a.m. to celebrate the principal festival of the Transfiguration of our Lord. Do continue to take great care.